Hey guys, managed to better my versus light subjugation score and get it up to SSS6, so I'll quickly go through the team and show you some of the changes I made to get there. Firstly, in Wave 1 I replaced 2P with Final Fantasy XIV Noelle, and just looking at her setup, she has a very similar setup to what 2P had. She's running Abstract Demus's gun, which isn't ideal, but it's basically all I had left. And she's got some Cage Vigor / Vigor and Void Boon sub-weapons, which she doesn't really make the most of in Wave 1, so I wouldn't mind finding some sort of Bold Vigor weapon to chuck on her. Then we have Celebratory Gale. At the time of when I got the score, I didn't have this gun at stage 8, it was actually at stage 5, so I should be able to get an even better score now. She's holding a Void Boon Vigor sub-weapon as well as EX Lars's sword, and then we have the Dark Damage Up Bear companion. And then lastly we have this companion which I need to level, I've been quite lazy there. And then F66X is just there to buff the damage. He's holding this sword which I also would like to replace with an outlaw staff or something else when I finally pull one. So really lacking those dark support weapons. Wave 2 is exactly the same, I haven't made any changes, pretty optimal at the moment. Again, I'd love to throw an outlaw staff or an aloof staff on Theo, and keep the other two relatively the same, with Lavania doing max damage. I would like to replace these wicked bottles with the outlaw scraps when I finally get that weapon as well. But yeah, same setup on these guys compared to the last video. And then for the final wave I made one more change, based on some other people's runs, which was replacing EX Lars with Fractured Lars. Again, he's running a not ideal dark support weapon, but it does have an attack up for the party, which is nice. We've got A2 with the now fully evolved 063Y sword, which is good because now we're doing an extra hit on the two abilities. And this second ability is basically a character skill. 100 damage 5 times increases by 100% when HP is under 15%, so what? That's 1000% damage out of a weapon skill. Wild. And then just Lacrima Griff, again with a not ideal support weapon, but once I start pulling some outlaw staves and some aloof staves, hopefully the score goes up. Alright, let's get into the run. Starting with Wave 1, it's just my typical sort of go for heavy damage and don't worry about the combo wave. Eventually, once I'm pretty happy with my sub-slot weapons and things, I will start trying to work out this first wave combo. It's just something I don't enjoy doing, so I don't do it. But if I want to better my scores, that's what I need to do. So we get a lucky dodge, not that it really matters in Wave 1. Just queuing up all my weapon skills, filling up that knockdown meter, and extending my attack buff there with the companion. So now we have attack up until 19 seconds left, which is great. And again, just setting up to go into knockdown with Gale's character skill, so we get a defense break and as much attack as possible. Now that I've evolved Demus's gun, it will be easier for me to get Gale to max attack as well, which is nice. And then I'll try to get off Lacrima F66X's character skill as well just before knockdown. Extending the attack buffs once more. So I should have a permanent attack up for the rest of the round now. And using the Dark Damage Up skill first to Noelle's character skill. And pretty decent damage for a Wave 1. We take those. Both of those skills are going to be doing an extra hit for me now, which is nice. There's a 5 or a 50% defense break on the boss here too, thanks to its own buffs. And sorry, Gale's character skill I should have said. You're heading towards 50 million in wave 1. It's pretty decent. Although the most elite players will get over 100 million in certain elements.
Go.
It's quite easy to do in light if you have Abyssal Theo against Dark. And then just trying to fill the rest of the time. There's really no risk of me getting downed in wave 1. The boss isn't really hitting hard enough. And I lost my attack buffs there. A little bit sad, but it's not going to mean much in the long run. Okay, and it does the slow attack, leading into the second wave. So wave 2 again, just going for a massive damage output with Bat Lavania, my favourite character in the game. Look how cool he looks. And I'm fast forwarding the start because I had to run this wave so many times that I have it down to a T now. So using Rion's skills into Theo's, I'll then use one of Lavania's skills into a companion attack up skill. Then I'll use Lavania's character skill into his second weapon skill. Alright, and then hoping Lavania does enough auto attacks to where I can max out his character skill with a companion skill. And we'll see Lavania will just survive this attack, which is good, because it takes me right down into that Caged Vigor range. The keys are getting a second Lavania character skill off, so I can overlap his dark damage up buffs. And then that combined with Theo's character skill as well, and stack those, and it extends his attack buffs as well for 60 seconds. Getting Rion's character skill and the Subjugation dark damage up skill off, and then Theo to take us into knockdown. Alright, Lavania doing some big damage here now. Let's see, 7.5 million per hit, very good. And then we're up towards 10 million, not quite getting there. And now we'll watch my bad auto attack RNG. So 3, that was really good. Well, let's watch what happens from here. Lavania's doing his One Punch Man cosplay. 2 one-hit auto attacks. Not ideal. And then a 2-hit. So it went 3, 1, 1, 2 on the auto attack, so I definitely have room to improve this wave. But we do get both weapon skills off in the end, and that's all I wanted to do. It took me so long to get that wave, so... If I was a more committed player, like some who will try a whole day to optimize, then I'm sure I could get very close to SSS6. Alright. Very nice wave, 200 million damage. That's what we're about. And then the last wave, let's see how we go now that I've replaced EX Lars with Fractured Lars for a defense break. And with my newly upgraded Dark Memory Sword. So A2 only did about 40-50 million last video. Let's see how she does now. Now I need a lot of RNG to go my way in order for Lars and Griff to stay up. So I had to run this wave quite a few times as well. I think you'll see I had to keep going till I got a dodge. You can see from my fast forward that I'd done this wave quite a few times. Alright, so we're all at 70% attack up on my characters. We get the clutch dodge with Griff. He definitely would have gone down there if that dodge didn't happen. Okay, and now we're sort of starting all the buffs prior to knockdown. Griff to extend the attack. Lars to break the defense. And A2 taking that final auto attack to get below 15% health. And what that will do is ensure I get the Caged Vigor buff on the second weapon skill. You'll see here that I use A2's character skill first, and then the companion skill, just to help fill up her character skill gauge. I think I probably could get more damage if I use that this weapon skill first before the character skill to boost my dark damage. So I'm pretty sure I would have been able to get a second character skill off regardless, but you see here I get my second character skill off with almost half the knockdown gauge left. Big damage. First sort of foray into 300 million damage territory for me. Some very slow animations there, my phone must have been overheating. And now I'm just trying to use everything I can to minimize the number of attacks this moose gets on my guys. You can see they're all at pretty critical health. Pretty sure if Griff or A2 get attacked, I lose. Or one of them goes down. As you see here, he will have a chance to auto-attack me. But thankfully, he chooses Mr. Lars. Which is going to allow me to survive the round. 345 million. Very nice. Essentially, just getting the outlaw scraps for my Bat Lavania and hopefully the aloof pith as a sub weapon for A2 it should massively boost my score, hopefully. And now I've evolved Demus's EX gun for Gale in Wave 1. And getting some support weapons like the outlaw staff or the aloof bone. All of those are ways which I'm going to improve my score. So let's see the damage they all did. 14 million from Noelle, 30 from Gale, lots from Lavania, and 90 from A2. Catch you guys in another vid.